Welcome, welcome, welcome to Empowered Women in Business International Radio. I'm your host, none other than Taylor K on the mic, and you are in for a treat this evening. We have a wonderful guest for you to hear all about in just a few minutes. But first, I want to find out, how was your Halloween? I know some of you celebrate Halloween, some don't. So, shout out, say hello to us, let us know that you are there, and tell us how your Halloween was. I had a great Halloween. So, my Halloween was spent with a group of ladies, and it was amazing. I didn't know all of them, I only knew two going in, but we had a photo shoot. We even buried someone. Shh, don't tell nobody. Um, we had a great time. We really did. It was well put together and it was just really amazing. So, how was your Halloween? Don't hesitate to drop a comment, say hello. We are just checking in um, so that we can find out how everyone's Halloween was. So, I don't see any messages yet, no comments. No one want to share how their Halloween was. Well, like I said, we have an amazing guest for you guys tonight, and she has so much to talk about that I am not even going to prolong. But what I will do first is I will read our quote of the day. So, our quote of the day is, I am my answer. I am my answer, by none other than Daryl Wharton. I am my answer. So, what do you guys think about that? I am my answer. I think that that is amazing to realize that you have it. You have the answer already within you. It's already within you. So, you're your own answer. So, without further ado, let's bring the author of that quote, none other than Ms. Daryl Wharton. Yay! Mindset Transformation Coach. I'm loving your title, Mindset Transformation Coach.
Thank you.
Where did you come up with that Mindset Transformation
Ooh,
Coach?
girl, that was a journey. That was such a journey. I am a certified life and health coach. And so, of course, I always start with that. You know, you always think you have to say certified so people will know. Um, but then once I started really doing the work and coaching clients, I really realized that I was helping people to transform their way of thinking so that they could get unstuck. And so when I came, when it came to me, I said, "That's my final answer. That's the kind of coach that I am. Because if I can help somebody to transform their mindset, they can do anything. You know,
Mm.
job, relationship, not just weight loss, which used to be my main focus, and that's no longer my main focus when I'm helping my clients."
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So, Daryl, tell us, like, what helped you to get to this point? Because I understand that at one point you had to lose a lot of weight to get you
Oh
to
my
this
gosh.
point to feel cute and curvy.
Yes. Um, so if you go back through my, what I've been doing this for 5 years now, you'll see that I was writing, my highest weight was 621 pounds. And so maybe about a year ago, I think it's almost been a year, I requested my records of my surgery. And I read in my records that my weight that morning of my surgery was actually 674 pounds. And I would have never thought that. But when you're that heavy, you can't just get on a bathroom scale, so I had no idea how much I weighed. And the last time I had gone to the doctors before I had weight loss surgery was in that, I think I want to say maybe like June. And so I went from 621 in June to 674 in October when I had my surgery. So that used to be my focus because I had my weight loss surgery, and it's been 21 years, and I got down to like the high 300s, and I stayed there for 10 years because of my mindset. And I stayed at that weight because I was thinking, okay, well, I used to weigh, 621. That's what I thought at the time. If I got down to 380, okay, God, I'll take it. But I was still miserable. I was still unhappy. I still didn't love myself. And then I used to say, oh, well, I had 3 babies back to back. And then I had to realize, okay, well, they're 8, 9, and 10 now. Nobody's a baby anymore. So I started to get back in gear and, did everything. Started with exercising, got some results, gained the weight back. Then I started with the food, got some results, gained the weight back. And then I realized that all of this external stuff, fixing these things by themselves, was not going to give me long-term results. And I had to look in the mirror. Like I just had to look directly in the mirror and say, it's you, why you haven't moved for 10 years. And, God gave you this amazing tool, this surgery that a lot of people don't get approved for. I was able to get approved for it right away. I was very blessed. I had arthritis and I had sleep apnea and a low thyroid. That's all I had at over 600 pounds.
Wow.
And so once I realized that, like I just said, I am my answer, that I was the answer to all of these things that were happening, that I determined my outcome. That's when things started to just rock and roll, baby. Just rock and roll. Once I knew that I decided what was going to happen, things started to change for me. And so that's how I got to where I am now. And I realized that me wanting to be skinny, which is what I've always wanted to be. I joined Weight Watchers at the age of 7 with my mother. So I've always been heavy. And once I realized that I needed to make that change and really clarify and gain clarity on what my skinny was, I realized that my skinny was, I just wanted to be able to just get up and go out the house at the drop of a hat. You can't do that at 600 and something pounds. You got to plan to go out of your house. And once I realized that my skinny was just waking up without any aches and pain and waking up feeling happy and be ready for the day, that was my skinny. And so I've reached my skinny. I'm happy. I'm well. Doesn't mean that I may not lose a couple more pounds, but honey, right now when I look in the mirror, she is gorgeous. And
yes,
I know that for sure. And that's what's more important is your wellness and your joy when you get up in the morning. And so that's how I got to now. And I can honestly say I wake up feeling absolutely amazing.
And not only gorgeous, but healthier.
Thank you. Yeah. Much healthier. I'm plant-based now. I haven't had meat. It's been 6 years now since I've had meat. And so I just feel so good. And I never stop improving. Like you never stop. Once I feel like, okay, girl, you did that. Now what we going to work on next? And that's what I have to say to my subconscious mind and connecting with my subconscious mind. She has a nickname. Her nickname is Pepper. And Pepper don't play. She works 24/7 nonstop while I'm doing all this stuff. While I'm on here with you, she's in the background working on my goals. But I have to give her direction. And in order for me to do that, I had to be clear about what I want. And so that's how I got here.
Well, that is awesome. I love it. I love it. And, even with you talking about your weight loss journey, I don't know if you realized how you talked a lot about that mindset and changing that mindset. And, like my pastor said, you have to be disciplined and determined. Yeah. And once you get those 2 D's, disciplined and determined, there's nothing that can stop you because it starts here. As a man thinketh. I say that all the time. If you go back to probably like 90% of my radio shows, I have to go to that Bible verse and that Bible verse, as a man thinketh, because so will he. And then it just starts in that mind, and us changing that mind can help us to achieve anything.
Yes, that's so true.
To achieve anything. So we talked a little bit about your weight loss journey, and we talked about your we discussed a little bit about what got you there. Let's start to talk a little bit about before we move on. Let's talk a little bit about your beginning, because you met your husband in high school, right?
Baby, I actually have been knowing my husband. Now we have a fight about this, right?
Okay.
So I say 9. He's like, girl, we were not 9. We were like 11 or 12. So that's like the little thing in the house, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so we came across each other again by a mutual friend. And he was over his house. They lived near each other. And I was on the phone talking to Jonathan, may he rest in peace. And we got on the phone and he asked me for my phone number. And he was like, oh, yeah, I remember you. I remember you. Good girl. He used to go with one of my friends over the phone. You know how you had a boyfriend over the phone? And he used to go with my friend Yvette over the phone. And so he remembered me from that. And then he went home and called me. And I kid you not, we were on the phone till like 7 a.m. the next day. I knew it then. I was like, wow. Oh, yeah, this is going to be forever. And that was in the 10th grade. So we've been together. We've been married for, look, I got to calculate. We've been married for it'll be 23 years. We've been a couple for 34 years. Because, wow. We went to college and all that stuff. So of course, we didn't get married right away. So yeah, but he's my backbone. And I often mention him when I'm speaking because you just have to be honest about, I hated myself. I didn't love myself at all. And I was just like, why does he like me? Like, what is wrong with him? I was in the 400s in high school. What teenage boy want to be going with somebody that weighs, 400 and something pounds? And he just simply would say, I just liked you. And I thought you were pretty. And I was just like, what is wrong with you? So, he
saw something that you couldn't even see.
Yeah, that I couldn't even see. So he was my person that loved me enough for the both of us. And so I don't take it for granted at all. So he was my saving grace, that he was the one person that I felt whole with, even though by myself I felt like a zero. But with him, I felt like, oh, I'm good.
A hero. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, not that I'm condoning that you felt like a zero, because we don't want anybody to feel like a zero. Yeah. But I'm so happy for you. We're going to go to a couple of our comments. So my husband is giving you a round of applause for something that you said. And thank you for tuning in, my biggest supporter. See? And then we have Miss S. Monique. She said, good evening. Love the mindset shift. Love the mindset shift. She also said incredible. And Pam said all hearts. Oh, we love you too, Pam. Let's see. S. Monique says, Pepper don't play. Self-motivation. And last but not least, my husband says, excellent example for all. Love your story and your journey.
Thank you.
And that was the reason why I wanted to touch on that, because sometimes, especially we as women, we don't love what we see. We mask it. We put on makeup. I used to wear makeup like every day. Wouldn't leave home without it. Now, sometimes I wear, sometimes I don't. Because guess what? I look good with or without it.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, and I just say that to say that to our viewers at home, it's so important for you to love yourself. You have a great love story, but so many people can't even love the next person because they don't love themselves.
Absolutely.
And it's so important for us to love ourselves, and then we can love somebody else. So when you love out of order, sometimes it kind of, it ruins that relationship.
Yeah.
So you were really in a lucky relationship where your husband could love you and get you to see your inner beauty and outer beauty as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long do you think it took you to get to that point? And was it after the weight loss, or could you see it prior to?
I think it first of all, it took me a long time to admit that I didn't love myself. Because if you asked me, I would have been like, oh, I love myself. But in reality, and me really coming full circle and really looking in the mirror, with nothing on, I had to admit that I did not love myself. But that was not my story. That's not what I used to say. And I also had to give my father credit, because my father and his brothers, my uncles, like, nobody could call you baby the way those cross men call people baby. Like, when my uncles would say, hey baby, like, I felt it. And so my father said I was beautiful.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, oh, it doesn't matter. So my husband already knew he had some tall shoes to fill, and my father used to say to him, boy, I'm so glad you responsible for her now, because she high maintenance, So it's crazy, but I had to admit it out loud that I did not like myself. And so once I was able to do that, I always felt like my face was pretty. And even though I couldn't walk in the stores and buy clothes, like I had to, buy clothes from, it was, gosh, actually it was Lane Bryant, but it was a catalog, because their clothes went up really big. Or I had to shop at the big and tall men's catalog. That's where I had to get my clothes from. And thank God my mother sold, or she would make me something, because when you're that heavy, you can't just walk into Sears and get an outfit, So, but one thing that I always had tight, my hair was always done. So I had something about myself that I did like, but I was really just waiting to die, to be honest. I was waiting to die, and me marrying my husband saved me, because the one thing that I worried about all the time was I wasn't going to embarrass him with them coming to the house and having to get a whole bunch of people to move my body out of the house, because two people couldn't just put me on a gurney. You know what I mean? So, those are just facts, I mean, the fact that I can sit here and talk about it, that helped me to come to this place also. So my weight actually caused me a lot of pain, but it also saved my life, because even though I wanted to die, I didn't do anything, because I was like, I can't let them come in here and move this massive body, and my husband going to be all embarrassed and stuff. So, it's like a double-edged sword,
So take us through your weight loss journey, because that wasn't easy. Some people say when you get the surgery, that's the easy way out. Can you talk a little bit about that? And before you do, I'm gonna just mention what Tammy said, my Eastern Star sister. She said, we are perfectly designed by our Heavenly Father, no matter how big, and I'm gonna add to that, no matter how big, how dark, how light, how small, we are perfectly designed. Thank you for that comment, Tammy. And that's going to take us right into our next question, where we just want to hear a little bit about your that whole weight loss process, and then we're going to talk about how you moved to turn that into a business so that you could be this mindset transformational coach.
Okay. Well, the surgery, they had really started to do it. I know they had did it a couple of years before, and I actually had a coworker that would say, oh, I'm thinking about having a surgery, because she was heavy too. And I was like, I would never do that. I'm never having any surgery. And then one day I was just walking, and I felt like I had pulled something in my knee. And, I'm thinking I, just pulled a ligament or whatever. And I went to see an orthopedic, and he was like, you have the knees of a 70-year-old woman. You have, severe arthritis. And it just went from 0 to 1,000. And he said that's how arthritis works. A lot of people walk around, they have arthritis for years, and it doesn't bother them. And I was 28. it doesn't bother them. And then all of a sudden you start to feel the pain of the arthritis. And I was actually home on disability for almost 3 years dealing with the arthritis. Like I couldn't stand long. I couldn't walk long. My back started to hurt. I was out of breath. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to have this surgery because I had tried everything. I mean, Jenny Craig, B12 shots. I joined Weight Watchers numerous of times. And you get to a point, and that's why I tell people, we need to stop shaming people who have this surgery. That surgery saved my life. It didn't get me all the way down where I am now, but it saved my life. And that surgery was meant for somebody like me who had tried everything. And people think you just decide to be fat, and you don't. You don't. You have a bad relationship with food. And sometimes you just don't know. You know what to do, but you just can't do it. And so I had the surgery in 1999. I had, a couple of complications. I ended up staying in the hospital for 2 weeks, came home for 3 days, went back for another 4 days with a, bad staph infection. I went home with a PICC line. And I did not have a good time with this surgery. And so I struggled. And it was not an easy way out. And to this day, I'm very blessed. My tool still works. Like my stomach is still small. A lot of people, 21 years out, a lot of people, they have to go back in. And I did have to have a revision, but I had a revision 2 years later because the surgeon did not do my surgery really well. And so I went back in, I had a revision 2 years later. And that's when the weight loss really started, to come. But even to this day, it's a mental thing with the food. And so, when you're hungry, we just talked about you were hungry today. It's your first time eating. So you did something really quick, right? So for me, I've learned that I need my food right. Because if I'm hungry and I sit down and I'm ready to eat, and then after 3 or 4 bites, you're done, that makes you very mad. It's still a mental thing that I have to deal with. Like, I don't like going to places where it's too many choices to eat because I already know, well, after 4 bites, I'm going to be done. Y'all just wasting my time, and I often will say to my husband, I wish I never had to eat because it is a constant thing that I have to deal with. And luckily I have the right mindset. And some people may say that I'm picky, but I have every right to be picky when I know I'm only going to get 3 to 4 bites. So I would send stuff back at a restaurant in a minute and I would say, this isn't right, because I already know, number one, I already got a container with me because I know I can't eat all my food. And so it's not the easy way out. And I wish people would stop saying that, people and shaming people, because
Right.
I let everybody know it absolutely saved my life. And I don't regret it, because I'm telling you, I would not be here in front of you right now had I not had that surgery.
So you were 600 and some pounds and having the surgery. And then from the surgery, you lost how much?
I got down to about 350, between 350 and 380. I kind of struggled with that. And I've been journaling forever. I done went through all my journals to trying to figure out what was that weight that I sat at. But I struggled between, I'm going to say 330 and like 360. And I struggled with that to lose for 10 years. Well, 10 years, I kind of ignored it because my line was, if coming from 600 and something pounds is this where I got down to, I'm happy. I had to lie to myself to tell myself that I was happy, but I really wasn't. I still couldn't shop anywhere that I wanted to shop. So I still didn't get all of the things that, you think you're going to have this surgery and you just going to magically be small and be totally happy. And because I was thinking I wanted to be skinny, I never obtained it because it's not really what I wanted. And once I clarified what I really wanted, then the weight started to come down. And not just the weight started to come down. The health started to improve. I'm plant-based. My blood work is beautiful. My doctor's like, I wish I could sell your blood pressure. My blood pressure is good, and we need to be more knowledgeable about the numbers and stop equating weight with health. Because I'll argue with somebody all day long. You could be skinny as all get out and be sick as a dog. Don't tell me if you're skinny, it means that you're automatically healthy. It does not. You better know them numbers. You better know your cholesterol number, your blood pressure number. You better be knowledgeable about that blood work when I get it and I read it. The surgery helped me to be knowledgeable about that because I don't get all my nutrients from my food. So I have to supplement vitamin D, iron. I'm anemic. I'm freezing right now. And my poor family, matter of fact, I think I need to call adult abuse because I be in here so cold. And they say, well, here, put these socks on. You're not making us hot in here. In the car, I have my heat on 85. My poor children, when I take them to school, I know they can't wait till they get out my car because I'm always cold. So, but guess what? I'll take it. I feel amazing. Right. Yeah.
So from your surgery till now, you lost 400 pounds.
It's over 400. I think I'm down to. I always got to do the. It's about 440 something. I go back and forth. Girl, COVID hit me hard, girl. I'm just like everybody else.
COVID hit everybody hard.
I gotta go back and recalculate some numbers.
So that's so amazing, losing 400 and some pounds. I know that you have to be encouraging somebody because some people are like me and we're trying to lose like under 100 and we're struggling with that. So for you to lose 400, we just want to commend you because that's amazing.
Thank you.
There was something else that you mentioned I wanted to tap on because I really want people to understand how important it is that you have to change your mindset in order for this to happen. So Tammy said, wow, God has smiled on you.
Oh, my girl, when I tell you.
He really has. It shines. Ooh. It comes out through, your messages that you share as
he loves me.
That mindset transformational coach that you are.
Yeah.
So what would you tell other people that might be struggling to lose, any amount of weight?
Yeah. Well, first thing I also, I stopped discounting people once I experienced it, because I used to say, when people say, oh, I got 20 pounds to lose, I'm miserable. And I would be looking at them like, girl, if you don't go here somewhere from here. But I understand now, it's still the same struggle. Like, I don't discount somebody, whether they have 200 pounds to lose or they're trying to lose 15 pounds to get back to themselves and how good they felt when they were 15 pounds lighter. Because when you're smaller, 10 to 15 pounds is a size. And so I understand that now, because now that I'm smaller, 5, 10 pounds, your clothes start to feel a little snug. And so I'm glad that I was able to understand that. And so that makes me be able to help anybody, whether you have 400 pounds to lose or 10 to 15 pounds, because I understand. And it's still the same struggle when you are trying and just trying and trying and trying and nothing works. And that's because your mindset is still the same. And I really never thought that I would ever be small. When you grow up heavy like that, I mean, that's your life. Like, I never thought that I would be where I am now. And I also had to kind of go back and apologize to the bigger me because, I used to hate her. And when you hate yourself like that, you don't make good decisions for anybody that you hate. And so I had to realize that girl saved my life. Like, she's the one who had the surgery. The person that you're talking to now, I didn't have any surgery. She decided to have the surgery. She got sick and went back into the hospital and almost died several times from having that surgery. And I look at her like, girl, thank you. You are I absolutely love her because she made the decision to get me where I am. today. So my advice to anybody that is struggling, I would say you really need to start within and start saying affirmations. Like it's going to be hard, but you need to put the weight to the side, and you need to work on here and here, because then when you actually like have this just fascination with yourself, whatever you want to call it, self-love, whatever, you're going to start making better decisions for yourself, because you know that you absolutely love this person. How often do we make good decisions for our spouses, our best friends? If your husband came home and say, I hate myself, I don't like the way I look, you would be like, wait a minute.
Right.
But we don't do that for ourselves. We talk about ourselves like dogs. It's awful. So you have to become your BFF. And I often tell my clients, give your subconscious mind a nickname. Let's separate the two. And I want you to treat your subconscious mind like you would treat your husband or your spouse or your best friend or a stranger. If you walk past a female or a man on the street and they are crying, you're going to stop and say, what's wrong? But we don't do that for ourselves. I had to learn to do that for myself.
So Tammy says that she's lost 9 pounds over the last 2 months. Slow and steady wins the race. Yes, it does.
Congratulations.
And congratulations. Yes. We're so proud of you. And she looks amazing. She really does. And she's so positive. So I'm so happy for her. And
Me too. That's a dress size, girl. Get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So before we go to break, coach, our mindset transformation coach, is there a specific message you want to send them with during our break?
I want to send you with the message just to say that, if you just spend 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes before you go to bed at night and just start with a positive statement, a positive affirmation. I'm going to give you one right now. Everything always works out for me. Say that to yourself, and I'll explain later why you should do it in the morning and why you should do it before you go to bed. But just right now, either write that one down, go and Google one. You don't even have to create one right now. Either take that one or go Google one, and you can start right there, and it's going to make a difference.
And the best thing I love about Daryl is she is so determined. She is on here morning, noon, and night, sending out affirmations, talking about changing your mindset.
Yeah.
You are so disciplined and determined, and I truly commend you. I'm proud of you. And I just want everybody to know a little bit about what you do so that they can see the great work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Tammy said, thank you so very much.
You're welcome, beautiful.
You're so welcome. Yes. So I want each and every one of you guys to keep it locked right here on Empowered Women in Business International Radio Show. And we'll be right back. Empowered Women in Business International. We serve a sisterhood of women entrepreneurs and professionals who understand that individually we could do great things, but collectively we can forever change the world. Members of our movement experience a support system that allows them to celebrate their wins and share their struggles in a series of opportunities that enhance them personally and professionally. If that sounds like an organization that you would like to be a part of, visit our website at www.EWBIRadio.org. Are you a small business or even a person that's just thinking about starting a business? Well, this organization is right for you. We offer micro grants, and we even highlight our members on our radio show, EWBI Radio, which airs on Elevate Your Life Talk Radio every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Tune in. Thank you for keeping it locked right here. We have just a couple of announcements. All right, we have Jeans and Dreams Annual Vision Board Brunch next Sunday, November 7th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the studio, 1718 Belmont Avenue, Suite B, Windsor Mill, Maryland, 21244. So the link is listed there, and I'm sure Daryl will put it in the comment section. And I know that they have a special speaker coming, none other than Miss S. Monique.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, so I know it's going to be amazing. And we're going to talk a little bit about what you can look forward to at Jeans and Dreams. I can't wait to attend. So just stay tuned.
Yes.
Then our next one, we have a fall festival November 6th, this Saturday from 1 to 4. Face painting, vendors, resources, music, fun, and more. We're also collecting coats, hats, gloves, can and box food before our Thanksgiving initiative and Christmas initiative. So if you want to be a blessing to someone else, you can come and drop those items off at Empowered to Stand House Services, located 8110 Harford Road, Suite B, Parkville, Maryland, 21214. For more information, you can give us a call at 443-733-3911 or email us at empoweredtostandhs@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And last but not least, the social experience. So S. Monique Smith will tell a little bit about her story. And to know her story is an amazing story. She was actually stolen, and she was able to find her sister, not still to this day, not even knowing her birth date. But we're going to watch her movie. She's going to have a book signing and a Q&A session. It's only $10, November 21st, from 4 to 7, right here at Empowered to Stand Health Services, 8110 Harford Road, Suite B, Parkville, Maryland, 21214. The entrance is in the rear, and light refreshments will be served. $10 only to hear all about what she went through. It's going to be amazing. So you definitely do not want to miss that social experience. And it's first come, first serve. So I will get my tickets in advance if I were you, because she has an amazing story to tell. And we're going to try to get her on the show so that she can share her experience sometime soon. Awesome. So welcome back, everyone, from all of our advertisements. Welcome back, Daryl.
Thank you.
So you left the audience just saying affirmation, and you told them when we came back you had something for them.
I just wanted to explain a little bit further about why it is so important to say your affirmations when you wake in the morning and before you go to bed. So this is where I used all my little degrees that I got, because girl, I was just going to school. And that's why God is so amazing, because I actually felt bad that I had, these degrees and really didn't know what I wanted to do with them. But they all just worked out so perfectly. I have an undergrad in psychology, an undergrad in social work, and my master's is in special education. So I use all of that stuff, my teaching, pedagogy, all that stuff, to incorporate into my coaching practice. And your mind, your brain is in the theta stage early in the morning and right before you go to bed. And that is the stage where we are just soaking up information. That is the best time to talk with your subconscious mind, because that part of you never goes to sleep. But that part of you is always working in the background with your experiences, your personality, how you grew up, the way you think about things, how you go to work every day the same way without even thinking about it. That's your subconscious mind. And so those are the best time to speak to that part of you, so that when you are, washing dishes, driving or whatever, and you aren't thinking about your goals at the time, your subconscious mind is like tirelessly working in the background to make those things come true. But it's a process. And you can start saying affirmations before you even believe them. You don't have to believe them at all. You just need to start saying them. And my teacher part of me is going to tell you, you need to write them and you need to say them out loud. That is the part of learning. That is how you retain information. And you can even take it a step, a step further if you learn a different way. That's the special educator in me. How would I, teach a child that has memory issues or has a learning disability? How do we get this baby to retain that information? And so I always tell people, as soon as you get up, I mean, when I open up my eyes, I don't even get out the bed yet. I say, thank you, God, for waking me up and giving me another day to live in my purpose and make a difference. And that's important. That's important to know, because we forget about that. You know how you go to church on Sunday and you hear the word and you all motivated, and by Wednesday you done cut somebody out because you done forgot. You have forgotten already what your pastor just told you that you needed to do. So when you hear that word on Sunday, you need to be repeating that stuff to yourself and writing it down. Is so very important. So that is like my main tip. You have to do that in the morning and at night, and you're going to see a difference. I guarantee it, you will see a difference.
So that brings me to your book. Let's talk about this Amazon bestseller book that you have.
Thank you, Monique. Well, my book, and look, I'm getting ready to release. I got a couple more chapters to kind of go back through. I'm going to release another version, a more improved version, because guess what? I've grown since I've written that book. It's so funny. I can go back through it, and I'm just like, girl, you needed to analyze that, a little bit more. And I've even, come to terms with my relationship with my mother, because sometimes we tell ourselves a story, and when you tell yourself that story over and over and over and over again, you believe it. It's the same thing. So change your story and tell yourself the story that you want over and over and over again, because eventually you're going to believe it. That's and so right. I grew up with a mom that, she just wanted her baby to lose weight so she could be healthy and do the things that she wanted to do. She would say things to me that, weren't the best things to say, but you know what? You have to meet people where they are. And when you don't know, you don't know. And as a mom that's desperate with, a 10-year-old that weighs in the 200s, you're desperate to help your child. And so, but my story was, well, my mother hated me. She didn't like me because I was fat and blah, 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 blah. And so we carry those things. We carry those things throughout our entire lives. So I'm re-releasing that book. And so I can't wait. But the book still stands of how I got started and how I got over that hump. And that is with the affirmations and the mindset shift. So that part of the book still remains true. But I need to elaborate on my story that I was telling myself, even when I wrote that book. That's why self-reflection is key. You got to self-reflect. And I got to go back and fix some things in that book to truly say I've grown. So let me tell you my story now. And
listen,
so
that is one of the therapies that I share as a coach to all of my clients, is to write a journal, because the journal can help you later on in life. So what I do is I go back and read my journal and see where I was at that time. Yes. And so sometimes it'll either help me to grow and say, oh, shoot, I said I wanted to do this. Let me get on it. Or it might help me and say, pat yourself on the back, Nicole, because you really did that thing. You got out of that situation. You got out of that, that stinking thinking or whatever was plaguing you at that time. But journaling truly can be very therapeutic to a person. So, a lot of men seem to, stray away from journaling. They seem like they feel like it's not masculine enough. But journaling can truly help you to overcome some of the issues that baggage that you have with you, and it can allow you to slowly let go of some of that baggage. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what I use when I'm coaching, I use 4 things. I'm using, I teach my clients about affirmations, meditation, visualization, and conscious breathing. So all 4 of those things, are part of my signature method. I call it my mindset makeover method. All of those things, they work together, and it's so simple. And I think most of us know this, but it's so simple. We overlook it. And those people who realize, oh my gosh, that's the answer that I'm looking for. And then you're looking at people that are just like high and just on cloud 9. And we're missing it because we're like, it's too easy. That's too easy to be true. I watched The Secret, that movie, probably over 10 years ago. And you talking about somebody mad. When I watched, I was like, this is not no daggone secret. You want me to do what? You want me to sit around and say this stuff to myself? And I really thought they had some secret, girl. I was getting ready to take notes. What's the secret? I want money. I want a big house. I want this. And then they basically said, you got to believe what you're saying. And so I just rewatched it maybe like 2 years ago. And I'm like, oh my gosh, God showed me this a long time ago. But my mindset allowed me to ignore it.
So how did your mindset, change, help you to realize the importance of you having this event on Sunday?
I grow every single year. And so vision board is something that I always start with my clients. We do a little inner work first, and then we do a vision board, because that visualization part is very important. I tell my clients, I want you to eat, sleep, breathe, whatever you want to come into your life. You have to see yourself in it. You know how when you like for prom, I could see the difference. I worked in a school. I'm not in a classroom anymore. I'm at central office. But when you have those students and you see them every day, when I tell you on prom night, when that face is beat, or them boys got them suits on, we see different students. That's your proof right there that when you walk in it, you act different. It's something about it, and it absolutely works. So could you imagine if students started themselves dressed up like that every single day? They would be different students.
Let me tell you, just to add to that, one of the reasons why when I just post on social media to say happy birthday to a little girl or a little boy, I say happy birthday, prince or princess.
Yes.
Because I'm speaking life into them. And they have to know that they were born in royalty. And until they know it, and then once they know it, they can believe it and they can walk in it. And so it's not me just giving them a little nickname, but it's me speaking life into them.
Yeah. My famous, I always say beautiful to women. Hey, beautiful. It's like, and sometimes it takes them, I can see they looking at me like, you crazy, but it's really true. And I had to start with calling myself beautiful. And I just used to say, you're beautiful. And that was like one of my first affirmations that I used to say, you're beautiful and you're smart. And, I was falling into those stereotypes, fat people, they aren't smart. You know what I mean? Here I am, straight A's in high school. I had 3 C's, and that was the 3 gym classes that I had in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. Everything else, I had straight A's in high school, and I still didn't think that I was smart. It took me a while. And so it's important that we breathe life, like you just said, into everyone, because you don't know who you may call somebody beautiful, a little girl princess, and they will remember that. We all have a story about a teacher that either said something to us.
That's right.
I had a teacher, I let my balloon go and I had to stand on the desk, and she was like, go ahead, Daryl, get your balloon. I hope the desk don't break, in front of all of the kids in the class from 3rd grade. That followed me forever. But I also had a gym teacher that told me that I was beautiful and all I need you to do is just try your best.
That's
So,
right.
and I'm proud to be a teacher. I'm proud to be a teacher.
And let me say this, which one are you to our listeners? Are you the teacher who told her to get on the desk, or are you the teacher that's speaking life to somebody? Because you don't have to be a teacher to do it.
Nope.
It can be your neighbor. It could be a church member. We just have to be more cognizant about what we say and how we say it to people, and to make sure that we are speaking life. Talk to them as if you would talk to your child in a positive way.
Absolutely.
So that is just so amazing. Like we could go on forever and ever talking about this, but I really want to get to your event before our time is up, because there's
Yay.
so much. Yes, I can't wait. I got my jeans ready.
I'm so excited. I just think that it's so funny. I thought about it this morning. I'm like, I need a new nickname. Now I know what Beyonc means when she calls herself Sasha Fierce. It's like when I get up in front of people, I turn into somebody different. And I think that's a part of me that loved to teach, because that was my stage. We had little spiffy saying. We walked from the cafeteria in the line, and we had a little step while we were walking back to class. And it is just my stage. So the event, and I got to give Monique credit for this, because she called it the ultimate vision board experience. And I was like,
Yes.
that's it. That is it. This is not your average vision board party. I just posted that. We're not going to be sitting around cutting out no letters and pictures from magazines. I did tell my participants, you could bring a magazine if you want to, but I don't like to use magazines. I like to be strategic and specific when I do vision boards. And so Monique said it on a bit, and I'm still in that, Monique. That's going to be my one-liner. This is the ultimate vision board experience. And when people leave, they are going to be aligned with their highest self. They're going to have clarity. It may be some tears, but we're doing the inner work. The vision board is just a small part of what I'm doing on Sunday. And let me tell you what else I did. I stepped out. I have an ad running on the radio right now. And I had a call from a gentleman today asking about the event. And I thought my audience were women. I said to that man, I said, you get your ticket.
That's right.
You will feel good when you
put on
leave.
some jeans too and have some drinks.
Absolutely. But again, like I said, we have to grow. And I think for us, we have to encourage our men. And I look at because my husband, he is the quiet to my storm. Let me tell you, my husband is so quiet and laid back. My children say, Mommy, you so loud. And he just keeps me going. But at the same time, I have poured into him where he was just so laid back and just like, okay, well, I'm fine. And now he's like, oh no, I'm getting ready to do this. I'm getting ready to do that. I'm getting ready. Yes, we need to uplift our men. So I had something in the works for that. When that man called me today, that was my confirmation to say, I have to have something for the men. I have to, because we need to uplift them, just like we try to, we want to uplift ourselves as well. So it's going to be a great experience. I have a catered brunch. I have a DJ. We have a 360 camera. I hope y'all, I'm going to have to call the police to get y'all out of there, but we can only be in there for so long. I said 2 on my flyer, but we probably will be there till about 3.
And don't forget the
we're
unlimited.
going to have a good time. Mimosas.
Yes,
Yeah.
the mimosas flowing, the
Yeah.
different flavors.
Yes.
So we are going to have a ball. I am so looking forward to it. It sounds amazing. And just listening to this mindset transformational coach, I'm looking forward to this shift in the atmosphere.
Yeah, we're going to shift.
Yes, we're going to shift together as a group.
Yes.
And individually on Sunday. So if you are not busy, make it your business to purchase your ticket right now. Tell them how
jeansanddreams.com. Yep. You can just go to jeansanddreams.com. Just spell it out, and you can get your ticket. Ticket
Awesome. And
sales
tell
end
them if they
on
want to get in
Friday.
contact with you, or if they want to listen to some of your affirmations in the morning, afternoon, and
Yes.
evening, how can they get in contact with you?
Sure. You could go to on Instagram. I am at Cute Kirby Confident, spelled out. I have several freebies. My guided affirmation freebie is absolutely amazing. And all you have to do is just download it and play it in the morning. You're going to repeat after me, and then do it at bedtime, right before you go to bed. Like when you lay down, that is like the best time for you to say your affirmations to yourself. So go and download that freebie. And I also have a couple of other freebies that you can get just to get started. You got to start somewhere. That's all I'm asking people to do, is just get started. And you don't want to be in this same place right here telling yourself, oh, I need to do something a whole year from now. Do it now. Make the decision to start. That's all you need to do.
Yes, yes. And get that mindset transformation coach to help to keep you accountable
Yes.
for the steps that's to come. So make sure that you reach out to none other than Miss Daryll Wharton. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. So next week, our guest is the rum cake lady. And last time she brought us some rum cake and it was delicious. Oh my goodness. Don't forget to visit EWBI's website at www.ewbiradio.org. Check out our social media page on Facebook and IG, Empower Women in Business International. If you are seeking a service and or a product, check out our online members directory. So don't forget to visit us at www.ewbiradio.org. Tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. here on EWBI Radio Show and on Elevate Your Life Talk radio station. And always remember, individually we can do great things, but collectively we can forever change the world. So don't forget, visit us at www.ewbiradio.org. And I'll see you on Saturday and Sunday. The Fall Festival on Saturday and Dreams and Jeans on Sunday. Stay tuned. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I'm going to say it one final time. Individually, we can do great things, but collectively, we can forever change the world by Nick J. Mosby. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And we'll see you next Tuesday right here on Empowered Women in Business International Radio Show.